In a dramatic twist at Parliament's ad hoc committee hearing, Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, leader Julius Malema abruptly challenged the legitimacy of Police Commissioner Mkhwanazi's appearance, insisting that Mkhwanazi cannot testify without first submitting a proper statement to the committee. Malema's intervention brought the proceedings to a standstill and has ignited fierce debate over parliamentary procedure, accountability, and the balance of power between branches of the state. As the committee prepared to swear in Mkhwanazi, Malema stood and objected, raising his voice, pointing to the document before them, and demanding clarity. He argued that what the committee had was not an original statement to Parliament but merely a supplementary affidavit tied to the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. Without an original, standalone document addressed directly to the committee, Malema said, Mkhwanazi's testimony lacks legal footing. There is no statement of General Mkhwanazi before us. We have a statement to the Madlanga Commission, but not here, he declared. Malema's point was procedural but audacious. He insisted Parliament is not subordinate to any commission established by the executive. He said it was improper to lean on a commission's records as a substitute for documents submitted specially to this committee. We are not a junior committee of the commission, he said forcefully. He argued that Mkhwanazi must appear before the committee with a statement expressly intended for this body, not an annex or supplement referencing other work. The response from committee legal teams and the chair was swift but mixed. Advocate Norman Arends SC, representing the legal support for the committee, defended the document. He maintained that while parts of Mkhwanazi's evidence stemmed from his testimony before the Madlanga Commission, the document before Parliament is a sworn statement in its own right. He explained that the term supplementary was used to avoid duplication of content already covered, but was not intended to undermine its validity. The chair of the ad hoc committee, Malapi Lekenen, responded to mounting tension by recognizing Malema's point, that a witness cannot be questioned before being properly sworn and that Parliament must have legal records filed with it, not records owned by another branch of government, before proceeding. Lekenen agreed that the committee must pause to ensure the documentation aligns with parliamentary requirements. The session was adjourned so the legal team could refine the document and formally convert it into an original, titled statement for the committee. The blow-up here is not just procedural flair but signals deeper tension over authority, legitimacy, and oversight. For Malema this is a power play. By demanding strict adherence to procedure, he underscores that oversight bodies cannot be hoodwinked into rubber-stamping testimony built on backdoor channels. His rhetoric framed the committee as being embarrassed before cameras, falling into traps set by legal teams instead of asserting Parliament's dominance. This crisis arrives against the backdrop of Mkhwanazi's explosive allegations made publicly in July. He claimed that the criminal justice and police systems have been infiltrated by criminal syndicates and that political interference is rife. His claims led to a commission of inquiry under former Constitutional Court Judge Madlanga. Parliament, in turn, established this ad hoc committee to scrutinize those claims in a legislative setting. The bother comes because the Madlanga Commission is an executive instrument of inquiry. That Mkhwanazi's statement to that commission is now being used in Parliament blurs boundaries between arms of state. For Malema, it's unacceptable. The committee must not operate like a junior arm of the commission by simply adopting its documents, it must demand originals. Observers say this opening day drama suggests Parliament is under stress. Can it properly assert its authority, maintain procedural integrity, and impose accountability without collapsing into squabbles over paperwork? Some see Mkhwanazi's parliamentary hearing as a face-saving effort for a legislature that has often been criticized for inaction. If the process now becomes bogged down in bureaucratic delays, public faith could erode. But if Malema's pounce forces clarity and safeguards the committee's legitimacy, the stage could be set for piercing questions directed at why the justice system is alleged to be on its knees. To my viewers, this is not simply a spat in Parliament. It's a moment where procedural rigor confronts political theatrics. If a police commissioner can be grilled only when paperwork is perfect, it forces the question, is oversight merely symbolic or substantive? As this unfolds, expect fireworks, amendments, new statements, maneuvering from all parties. Tune in next time. I'll bring you behind-the-scenes insight, live reactions, and analysis you won't find elsewhere. If you don't want to miss that, hit subscribe and be the first to see the next chapter of this showdown.